SUVs dominate the roads, they dominate sales charts, and they dominate consumer demand. But in 2026, some of the most recognizable SUVs on the planet will simply be gone. Not refreshed, not redesigned, gone. Some are being discontinued quietly, others are being pushed out by regulations, and a few are victims of a changing world that no longer tolerates what they represent. Here are 10 SUVs you won't be able to buy in 2026, and why they're disappearing. 1. Dodge Durango Hellcat. The Durango Hellcat was never supposed to exist. A supercharged V8 SUV with over 700 horsepower felt like a final act of rebellion, and that's exactly what it was. Stricter emissions rules, fleet average fuel economy targets, and the death of large displacement V8s mean vehicles like this are living on borrowed time. By 2026, the Durango Hellcat will be gone. Not because people stopped buying it, but because the world stopped allowing it. This wasn't a family SUV, it was a warning shot. 2. Toyota Land Cruiser Traditional ICE version. The Land Cruiser is legendary. It crossed deserts, climbed mountains, survived wars, but legends don't always survive regulations. While Toyota has revived the Land Cruiser name in some markets, the traditional V8 and high emissions versions are being phased out globally. By 2026, many regions will no longer offer a true internal combustion Land Cruiser at all. What replaces it will be lighter, more efficient, and less indestructible. Progress has a price. 3. Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. Like the Durango Hellcat, the Trackhawk represents an era that's ending. A nearly 700 horsepower Jeep was never logical, and logic has returned. Regulators don't care about emotion, they care about numbers, CO2 output, fleet averages, compliance penalties. By 2026, SUVs that burn fuel like this won't survive on sales sheets. The Trackhawk won't be remembered as practical, it'll be remembered as excessive. 4. Nissan Armada Current Generation. The Armada has struggled quietly for years. Old platform, poor fuel efficiency, low global demand, large body-on-frame SUVs without hybrid or electrified powertrains are becoming financial liabilities. Nissan has already hinted that the current Armada architecture won't survive into the next decade. By 2026, the Armada as we know it will be discontinued or replaced entirely. Big, thirsty, out of time. 5. Mercedes-AMG G63, certain markets. The G-Wagon looks unstoppable, but regulations don't care about reputation. In several global markets, high-emissions luxury SUVs are already being taxed into irrelevance. While the G-Class will survive in some form, traditional V8 AMG versions will be unavailable or banned in many regions by 2026. Electrification is coming, even for icons. The boxy silhouette may survive, the engine won't. 6. Ford Expedition gas-only variants. The Expedition is massive, and mass is expensive in a regulated world. As Ford pivots toward electrification, large gasoline-only SUVs are becoming difficult to justify financially. By 2026, the Expedition in its current gas-only form is expected to be discontinued or heavily restricted. What replaces it will likely be hybridized, downsized, or fully electric. The era of giant gasoline-only family haulers is ending quietly. 7. Chevrolet Tahoe Suburban non-hybrid trims. The Tahoe and Suburban are American institutions, but institutions don't get special treatment. By 2026, non-hybrid trims in many markets will either be unavailable or priced so high through penalties and taxes that they effectively vanish. Manufacturers are being forced to electrify their largest vehicles first, because that's where emissions reductions matter most. These SUVs won't disappear completely, but the versions people grew up with will. 8. Mitsubishi Pajero Montero. The Pajero is already gone in many regions. By 2026, it will be gone everywhere. Once a serious off-road competitor, the Pajero failed to modernize fast enough. Emissions rules, low sales, and lack of electrification sealed its fate. In a world moving toward hybrid off-roaders and electric torque, Legacy designs don't survive. The Pajero won't return. 9. Lexus LX, V8 legacy models. Luxury doesn't protect you from regulation. The Lexus LX built its reputation on reliability and V8 power, but the old formula no longer works. By 2026, traditional LX configurations will be discontinued in favor of hybrid-only versions, or removed entirely from certain markets. Efficiency is now a luxury requirement. Silence and torque are replacing cylinders and noise. 10. Older diesel SUVs across multiple brands. This one isn't a single model, it's an entire category. Diesel SUVs are being banned or restricted across Europe and parts of Asia. Low emission zones, urban bans, tax penalties. By 2026, many diesel SUVs will be impossible to register or sell new in major cities. What once represented efficiency is now viewed as pollution. The shift is irreversible. Why this is happening? This isn't about taste, it's about pressure. Governments are forcing manufacturers to reduce fleet emissions fast. Electrification isn't optional anymore. SUVs, being heavy and inefficient, are the first targets. Manufacturers must choose, adapt, downsize, or disappear. Most choose survival. The bigger picture, what's disappearing isn't just vehicles, it's an era of excess, of V8 dominance, of fuel without consequence. 2026 won't feel dramatic at first, but look closely and you'll notice something missing. The SUVs that defined a generation will no longer be on sale, not because people stopped loving them, but because the world stopped making room for them.